Heyo guys, welcome back. My name is HM and I hope you're doing absolutely fantastic, and if you're new here, those warm welcomes you. So your kid just got into Bakugan, or maybe you did. I've been seeing a lot of people asking me, what should I pick up and what should I be looking for in stores? I am going to try and help you the best I can to see what you should pick up, what to be looking out for, because there's a lot of really tough things to distinguish in the stores, especially if you're new to it. We're going to go ahead and cover it. I've got a bunch of stuff already lined up. We have bunches of box products, we've got a bunch of box elementals, all kinds of things. So let's go ahead and get right into it. The two most common things you're going to find around this time of year are these cores, which are Evolutions Bakugan. This is the newest line. This one's a diamond, but these are the cheaper variants of Bakugan, so these are always nice to go looking for over the Platinums, which are also cores, but they have huge chunks of metal for body parts, and they have metallic colored paints, and they look really nice. They're a little bit more on the pricey side, but these ones are definitely more durable for your kids if you want to get them for your kids. They could be a throwing hazard, so if your kid throws stuff, don't get a platinum, so they're gonna hurt. Then we have the last wave of Bakugan, the last season. This is what the packaging looks like for these, and these are still kind of floating around. They have this huge hexagonal like packaging, almost like a bubble, and these ones are out there right now too, but you're probably going to be finding evolution stuff. For cores, they are much less, I don't want to say much less detailed, but they're not super crazy. You might be able to distinguish them if you look at the packages, but the prices are cheaper for them. I think they're like $6.70 something. And then for the ultras, they have way more detail and design to them, and lots of moving parts and all that kind of stuff. So I guess keep it in your budget when you're looking for things to buy, because the ultras and platinums are more expensive, along with the Geogan, which also can be platinum. Those are more expensive, but they look really cool and they tend to be more durable. The cores are the cheaper option for our light spenders, because they're only like $6-ish bucks. You can also find $5 Bakugan at Five Below in the form of Mythic Bakugan. And Mythic Bakugan are reprints of older Battle Planet Bakugan, and their packaging is much smaller, and they are very nice looking, and they're very good for the trading card game if your kid wants to play, or you want to play. These are pretty hard to come by at times. They can be relatively common, but definitely go check your Five Belows if you want to pick up some cheap Bakugan. Alright, so we're going to get the most important one out of the way first, and that would be diamonds. These are fairly easy to distinguish from other Chase Bakugan because they're completely clear, and they're very hard to come by, so if you see them, you should probably pick them up because you won't see them the next time you go out, more than likely. These are very unique in the sense that they use metallic paints as their like primary way of sticking out, and they also have gold accents, so once you see them, you'll pretty much know that it's a diamond. So what you're going to want to look out for are probably these, because these are the ones you're going to find in the store the most, which is Evolutions Bakugan. This is the current wave, and right now is the time to be hunting, because once they're gone, they're gone. These can come in these standard core variants, the Platinum variants, which have a big metal body, which is super cool. You can find them in 3-packs, which are extremely hard to find, and you can also find them in power-up packs. These are very sought after and very hard to find, and pretty good for the TCG if you want to play. Now, we'll move back here to go ahead and take a look at another really weird instance. These ones are very tricky to identify because this is a diamond. These are Geogan, and they are slightly different from Bakugan in the sense that they are not round, they are like different shapes. And instead of the diamonds being completely clear, they actually swap their colors. So be on the lookout for these. These are very hard to find. And the dead giveaway for diamonds most of the time is the gold faction symbol and the gold highlights. This is what makes these look super nice. The details are great, and if you find them, you should definitely pick them up. Okay, so here is our example of translucent Armored Alliance Bakugan. If you'll notice, they're clear too, but they have different colors of translucent plastic. These are not diamonds. You probably won't run into these too much, but if you'll notice, the faction symbol is black instead of gold, and there's no gold paint on these. That's probably your best way to identify those. And for Geogan Rising, these are also diamonds. This is very hard to distinguish, and I could totally sympathize with parents trying to find stuff for their kids. And the best way, same deal, look for the gold faction symbol. If you can't see it, look for the gold paints. Geogon are very hard to distinguish since they are not clear, but they look very, very nice. And for evolutions, we have the Mythic Packs. This isn't a diamond either. This is a standard core Chaos Pegatrix. You can see the faction symbol on there where my thumb is. No gold. And these guys are very, very hard to actually tell apart from diamonds because they do have the gold faction symbols. But these are Prisma Bakugan, so these ones are... I'm sorry, not Prisma. These are Genesis Bakugan. These come in the Genesis collection. So, honestly, these are pretty much like diamonds. But the best thing to do is always, on the packaging, look for a diamond, because this recent season, they all have these huge diamonds on the side, and that'll give you your answer. You can also look for the gold borders on the boxes, because diamonds usually have the gold border. So do elementals. We'll get into those very shortly. But yeah, that's kind of what you want to look out for diamonds. Okay, so next up we have elementals, and these ones are probably the hardest to distinguish, because they look like standard translucents, but they're actually fairly different in the sense that they have a special kind of paint. And I will go ahead and get that closer once I pan over these, but these come in Platinums, Cores, Ultras from Geogon Rising, and Cores from also Geogon Rising. You're probably going to find these ones right now, because this is the newest line. But if we take a closer look at our elemental here out of the box, you'll notice that the paints are actually like highly detailed in their element. So you can see all the fire on this Bakugan, and it has that gold faction symbol. And those are a dead giveaway. That in the inkjet paints, those are your dead giveaways for elementals. We also have the Chaos Elemental, which has these really, really cool cotton candy-like light designs almost. The Ventus ones have a camo-ish pattern to them, also gold paint. You'll always find some gold paint on the Chase variants, just remember that. The newer elementals are actually flipped in color, and they have metallic plastic, so they have a really nice sheen to them. The Mythic one from Evolutions doesn't have any of that in it, but it still has the gold faction symbol right there. And our Platinums are very neat too, because they still have the metal on them, and they're still painted. So elementals are very hard to find. Your kids will probably want these. So if you find them, go ahead and pick them up, and I'm sure they will be very happy. But you don't want to get them too confused with our standard translucents. This is a standard Platinum Sectonoid. There's no elemental paints, there's no gold, no nothing. So I guess just keep an eye out for that kind of thing. There's also no elemental Geogon, which, to distinguish Geogon from Bakugan, they're actually different shapes instead of the ball. This one's square, and this one's like a pyramid, but there are no elemental Geogon and no elemental Nanogon, so no need to look for those. These are from Armored Alliance, and they are all translucent, but they're not elementals. There is one elemental in there, though. Can you spot it? This section will be a little bit more brief, but these are Aurelus Bakugan. These are gold, and they've changed over the years from the beginning of the reboot to now, and these are slightly more rare, but I wouldn't go searching for them, because they're not really that rare. They sort of are. In Evolutions, they are very yellow and have silver paints, and as for like translucents, they're actually super cool looking. I'd highly recommend going after these because I just like them. They look super cool. But they come in diamond as well, and of course the dead giveaway is their gold color and their silver paints and whatnot. These are not technically Chase variants, but I very much like them, and if you see them, they might be worth picking up. Okay, so I wanted to keep the video a little brief, just so people can kind of follow what some of the things they should be looking for are, because like I said at the beginning, there's a lot of stuff to actually distinguish, and it can be very difficult at times, because things look very similar to each other. But definitely the things you want to be looking out for are elementals and your diamonds. Diamonds are very cool. Your kids and yourself will probably love them. If I can actually get this to focus, it probably won't. But you know the deal. If you want to see more of those, just go ahead and go back in the video and check them out. There are tons and tons of elementals and diamonds. You can find them online every now and then on like Target.com or Walmart. Unfortunately, you can probably find them on eBay or Amazon, but they will be scalped so heavily, so I would highly recommend to stay away from those. Aurelus are also kind of fun to hunt. If you want to hunt for something with your kids, you can choose Aurelus ones because they're fairly easy to find and they come in pretty much anything. So, guys, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. I really wanted to just help out the new parts of the community because we just keep growing. Like, I keep seeing people asking where to get cards, where to get figures, what should I be looking for? I hope that this video helped you, and if it did, please subscribe. We're almost to 400. I've got a long way to go before I can start earning some money back on all of this stuff. I mean, look at the setup behind me. I've been doing this for 4 years, and I wish I started sooner, because then I'd probably be bigger by now, but I digress. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for this video. I guess I will see you in the next one. Hopefully this helped. See ya.